Lee, first of all, thanks for joining me. What have you been up to? It's been a while. Just give us an insight as to what's been going on over lockdown.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's obviously been a bit of a crazy time, I think, for everybody. Everybody just going away and really trying to concentrate on what the situation meant for each individual person and family. So over the period, it was a case of just trying to react to things as quick as we could do. We didn't know if football was going to continue. We didn't know if we were going to come back. Our league took a long time to make that decision and make that call. So we had to kind of keep the players ticking over and get ready in case we did come back. The longer that went on, the more evident it was that we probably weren't going to be coming back in any way, shape or form. So once that decision was made that we weren't, it was obviously a case of just preparing for next season. So other tiers and other leagues obviously making an early call gave the opportunity for players to just down tools straight away, but we had to keep the players ticking over for quite a period before we were told that we definitely weren't going to play. So that was tough on top of everybody worrying about their jobs and their livelihoods and their families, obviously.
Do you think we obviously got to a decision in the end? Do you think it was probably the right call when it did happen to expunge to end the season on a points per game?
Yeah, I think so. I think by the time it became clear how much financially it was going to cost people to continue the season, it made that simple. And I think also once they decided that there was going to be no relegation from our division as well, it would kind of made the league end then. I think we knew that Aston Villa were top, and I'm glad they got promoted. They deserved it. They've been the best side all season. So for us, it was a case of points per game. I think Lewis are the only team that moved slightly upwards. Everyone else was in and around where they were. For us, we've been fifth all season, and that just compounded where we'd been. So we were quite pleased. I think it just put things to bed more so and got everyone an opportunity to prepare for next season.
Obviously, that fifth place is a record finishing season for Bees in the second tier, a brilliant achievement. But I'm sure it's an achievement you would have wanted to do across a whole season. But I'm sure you're still really proud of the players and the staff for what they've achieved this year.
Yeah, 100%. I think we felt we were going to finish there anyway. Really, we obviously had a few games in hand. We would have had to have done really well to have catch London City, and we had a few teams trying to breathe down our neck. But we'd been fifth the whole season. I think literally from about the third, fourth game, we'd been fifth for a big period. So for us, it was it confirmed where we felt we'd been throughout the season. I think that's probably deserved. I thought the top three sides were far and away stronger than most others, and then we were in that next group behind. So we were pleased with fifth, and well done to every player and all the staff, because that is a record breaking, even though there's a tiny bit of an asterisk next to it, but we can go and hunt that down next season.
Have you kept in touch with the girls during lockdown? Because obviously it's quite a challenging period mentally as well as physically, forgetting even we didn't know whether the league was coming back or not, but it can be tough mentally for people when football's just gone. Have you kept in touch with the girls? Have you kept them ticking over socially?
Yeah, we did. We gave the girls the first couple of weeks just to themselves, just to really go away and figure out how everything was going to impact on them once lockdown started. I think that was really important to, football just put to the back of their mind. People concentrated on their jobs and their friends and family, and we gave them a couple of weeks to go away and do that. But being there for them if they needed anything and keeping a little bit of contact. And then we started regular meetings after that, and we've been regularly meeting up via Zoom. Has been great for everyone at this time. So we've been doing that regularly. Every Sunday we meet up for a quiz or something social. That's been really good, and there's run not just by the staff but also by the players. Then we've had opportunities to keep a track of how they're doing fitness wise. So they've had a plan. We've used different apps and things to keep in touch with that. So they've had the physical plan and a technical plan as well to try to keep them ticking over. That's obviously now come to an end once the league was stopped, and now it's about prepping them again for this pre-season going into next year.
Do you think that fitness program that was ongoing, even past the date of what would have been the end of the season, because we still weren't certain. Do you think that's going to help them when they come back into pre-season?
Yeah, I think so. I'm certainly going to come out of lockdown a bit fitter myself, so I'm hoping the girls are going to be absolutely flying. So I think most of them are, they obviously can't go to the gym, but they enjoy going to the gym. They enjoy keeping fit. They enjoy doing their activities, and not just football, but other sports. So, they were doing this consistently. And even if we'd give them nothing, they would have been out being active and doing some stuff, because that's the way that their mentality is set up. And that's just the way their lifestyle is. So us giving the plan on top was needed. We had some good feedback from the girls who found it hard, but hopefully now that and then coming into the season, they're going to reap the rewards. And when they come back for pre-season, it's been such a long time off that they're not going to feel too far away from where they want to be. I think the big thing is going to be the contact side of things rather than the actual running in the lungs. Football's different to running around the block. You can run in a straight line, do as many 5Ks as you can do, but football, moving, different movements, different muscle groups being used, that's when we're going to start to, the players are going to really start to feel it.
Last year, there was obviously a lot of upheaval. You came in and then we had pretty much a whole change of squad going into the start of last season. Are you going to be looking for a bit more continuity going into the new campaign when it begins in September?
Yeah, 100%. We have to. We knew that last year was such a transitional year. We sat down, reflected on the whole year as a staff. We sat down, reflected on how pre-season went last year. I think we lost 11, 12 players that left the club even before I got involved. So for me, it was a case of, we had to bring lots of new players in. We don't want to be going through that system this year. We want to keep, the players we want to keep. We've had some good conversations with people. We've had some tough conversations with others. But hopefully over the next few weeks, we can confirm contracts and get the players that we want to keep them at the club, because I think everyone felt that we were transitioned, and we were coming out of the other side of it, and the foundations we'd started to lay were starting to come off, and we need to keep as many players as we can do. So that's really key for us is keeping the group we've got. We will be looking to add, of course, but it's certainly not going to be on the scale of last year, because it was quite tough. So when you take that into consideration as well, we're even more pleased with what we managed to do.
What's going to be the aim for next season with Liverpool coming down from the Super League, and there's going to be 5, 6, 7 teams who all fancy their chances of winning the league? It's going to be as competitive a championship season as there ever has been.
Yeah, I think that the leagues are going to get tougher every year, year on year on year. Obviously, last year was quite open to start with, but Villa absolutely, hit the ground running and never really let go of that stronghold. So I think Liverpool coming down, they do come down as massive favourites. They were relegated, but, whether they would have stayed up in the end, who knows, but they certainly were giving it a good go, and they were very resolute at the back. They've got goal scorers, they've got players that have played and done well in this division before, and they're a massive football club. They're one of the biggest football clubs in the world. So that badge brings with it a lot of quality. So I think Liverpool come down as favourites, but as you said, the teams in and around them last year, Sheffield United were excellent, Durham were always good, London City, a professional side, and we're hearing rumours that other teams are going to be, adding to their budget and going professional, which just makes it even tougher for us. But we will continue to be aiming in and around where we were. But the big message we've said to all the players is, fifth's great. How do we go beyond that? How do we kick on? And that's been the conversation that we've massively had, and that's what we want to do. We're not going to sit here and and aim for that again. It's how can we go one step ahead? So it's going to be tough, because the league is full of some. So it could be full of some very good players this year, and I think with Liverpool coming down, it adds to the league massively. But I'm looking forward to the games against everybody again, and trying to develop from where we played teams last year. We weren't too far away against the top sides, I didn't think. I thought Durham was probably away, was the only game where we never really had a moment in the match. All the other games against Villa and Sheffield, I thought there was patches where we were on top, even though we didn't come out in them games with any points. So, yeah, we've looked at them games, looked at the ones we've won, and there wasn't too many blemishes on our record this year. We were pleased with what we've done.
One exciting thing that's going on at the Hive at the moment is the relaying of the pitch. I'm sure you'll be as excited as anyone to be able to play your brand of football on a newly laid surface. It's certainly going to benefit you.
Yeah, the pitch at the beginning of the season was excellent, and and wherever I'd gone there as an away manager, the Hive pitch was always superb. Unfortunately, it was well documented. It had some trouble through. I think everyone did with the bad weather we had in the country. So it didn't affect us too much. I think we only had 2 games called off. So one of them was when everyone was called off. So the pitch didn't affect us too much because we weren't playing during that period. But the fact it's been relayed, and the surface is going to be great. And that's one of the big draws of coming to the Hive is when you play in a stadium like that, on a pitch like that, on a nice sunny day. There's not many better places to be out there playing your football. So we need to make sure the girls understand that and they enjoy that. But when teams come to us, they don't get to enjoy it too much, and they make sure that it's our pitch and we play on it how we want. So I'm pleased with the club, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Obviously, away from the London Bees side of things, exciting times for Barnet FC as well. Obviously, they've qualified for the playoffs. You must be excited to see how they get on, and I'm sure all the girls and yourself be right behind Darren and the boys.
Yeah, no, it's great news that Darren and the boys you said had got into the playoffs. They were in such a good run of form heading into the end of the season. So I think they would have got there the way they're playing anyway. So that's really great to see. And we're fully behind, and we wish them the best of luck. A little bit of I believe it's going to be on TV. So, at least, we can't be in the stadium, but at least we can support them from home. So, we're rooting behind them, and hopefully they can go and do the business.
Just want to touch on the break has brought a lot of frustration for fans not being able to go into stadiums and seeing teams play. Do you think this is a big season for women's football in terms of engaging a crowd? Because people are going to want to get back into stadiums and see football when it does restart.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to provide some challenges for football in general, especially, the football that is not just shown on TV. So what women's football can do is hopefully tap into this market, and hopefully when we get back out and the crowds are allowed back in, the people really want to see football. I have had a few things from fans watching the games on TV with the artificial noise pumped in, and they're saying that that's not for them, that they want to be in and around crowds. And if you want to be in and around crowds, great, get to the games, whether it's men's football, women's football, youth football. Get out there and support your teams, and we need that in our game massively. The crowds were growing all the time, and we want that. And yes, it's great to have more TV coverage, but there's nothing like fans in the gate. And we've had a few times where the Hive's been, in a good place as far as, fans, and the players feel it. They want to play in front of bigger crowds and on those days. So, yeah, hopefully women's football comes out of this in a good place, and the fans are really looking forward to coming back and seeing football, not just at the Hive, but everywhere. I'm looking forward to it.
And just lastly, you must be so excited to go into a new campaign when we do get there. And the players, I'm sure, probably won't complain about pre-season this year because there's been such a gap between fixtures. It feels like an eternity since I spoke to it after Everton away. That gap between them coming back for pre-season is going to be huge. So you must be excited, and all the girls must be excited to get back.
100%. I think it was well documented, the gap we had of fixtures before leading up to, we had 6 weeks off before we just about to play Blackburn before it was all shut down. So it's been even longer for us since we've played. So, and I think about, a couple of players that either didn't get on or missed the games through injuries after Christmas. So we got players that literally haven't played since before Christmas. So they're going to be looking forward to it. We've made sure the pre-season is going to be full of games and opportunities to play as much as we can do. We've had a real lot of opportunity to plan and prepare. Last year we didn't get that. Last year, obviously, I come in a little bit later as manager of the club. We had the big transition. We had a lot of trialists. So, and that's been my sort of pre-season the last couple of years. And that's not the way you want to be doing things as a manager. You don't want to be coming in and learning the ropes and doing everything like that. But we got through it, and this year it's different. You know, we've really had an opportunity to plan and prepare, and if we can get pre-season right, it will really set us up for, you know, the first months of the season. And I'm sure we'll get Liverpool away first game of the year or something like that. It'd be typical, but you know, we look forward to those games. And yeah, I think the girls are buzzing to get back and get out there and put the hard work in. They love that, and there's no pre-season in the sunshine at the Hive. It's a good place to be, and everyone wants to be back there.